evening, everyone. Due to unfortunate events, you get to deal with me and Zura tonight. We're not sure where Justin ran off to, but we decided to have the stream anyway, so welcome to the stream.
Let me in! Ah!
Hey, Zura.
Hey, everybody. Oh, I'm doing all right. Still here, printing away, printing all the things, shaping the inputs.
Nice. I've been printing little bearings for water cooling loops for the water cooling pumps that like to self-destruct. That's been running for about 2-3 weeks now and still works.
Looks like it'd be a bear to print.
Oh, it's actually not too bad in resin. For the most part, it doesn't make any noise unless you turn it off and turn it back on, and it kind of rattles a bit. But, yeah. So where do you think Justin ran off to?
You know, I'm not sure. The last I talked, he was mumbling something about ERRF and having to get ready, and he's trying to print all the things for that, and
Before that, a few weeks ago, I just remember him like mumbling something about pick and pluck, and that's like literally all he was talking about was pick and pluck. I'm not sure exactly what that was about.
He was saying something about chicken feathers the last time I talked with him.
That's for.
Well, pick and pluck. Maybe he's plucking chicken feathers. He's going to start a new pillow company. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't think they used chicken feathers in pillows.
Yeah, I thought that was like goose down for that. Or maybe that's coat.
Maybe it's the new hotness.
You guys are just having so much fun, aren't you? I want to see how far you go with it.
Yeah, I was thinking about the next part. Like, okay, Justin, come on, get in here.
I gotta drag it out a little. Come on.
I'm good at improv, so
I know, that's why I like to throw you guys in front of the bus and see how you do.
Yeah.
So how's it going, YouTube and Twitch peoples? Welcome to the Wednesday night stream with our host Shane. And Zara, and then my wife's producing in the background, trying to keep things moving where I get distracted because, we all get distracted. So, let's see. Things for the week. Anything fun? Yay, Justin. Oh, yeah, Soren. I know the family that won the Prusa MK3S from Rocky Mountain. That's the name. I'm trying to remember. One of these days we got to do a call. I keep forgetting, but I know you guys already got your tickets for Rocky Mountain, so I got to message you guys about that too. Anyway, so cool things this week. Prusa Mini just got input shaping. It did. I did install it, and I'm actually kind of impressed for a small printer to be able to handle that speed. I took some videos of mine. So this is my benchy that I slice. A little bit slower, about a 55-minute benchy. Normally, I think it's an hour and 26 minutes, but it's buzzing right along for a mini.
Yeah, you should get the...
I do have it. This was the high-speed one.
The 12-minute benchy.
Yes.
Yep, you knew where I was going.
Oh, yeah. Yep. So, first couple layers, moving pretty quick. And now they are playing some tricks. They are doing one shell, like 1% infill.
Yeah.
I get it. There's actually another one that I would like to print. That's that 26-minute benchy that's up on the release page now. It's, Joe posted about it. It's zooming right along. Now, I have both these benchies here. Honestly, their benchy looks worse. I have not printed the 26-minute benchy, but even with cooling, because the faster you go, the better you have to cool. So I'm, it ain't bad, but they're, being what it is, there could be better. I am running a modified printer, but moves right along pretty quick. Let's see, step screen. So really need a top-down camera one of these days. So this is the speed benchy, and the lighting does not help with the quality, right? Kind of, you can see a few things. This was the 55-minute Benchy. This was the 12-minute.
It's
This
all
thing-
on how you hold it, because the one in your right hand actually looks fairly smooth.
See?
Yeah, see, now you can see the lines.
Yeah, and that's the idea. Now, the nice thing is the noses are fairly clean. Now, the writing on the back, everyone likes to get good quality. If it'll focus, is absolutely junk. So, but that, the faster you go, you do lose some quality. So, I'm very impressed. I'm actually printing fidget cubes for Earth to help out this guy.
And I keep telling you, I have a ton.
I might as well use some of my filament because I'm gonna come home with more.
That's true.
My wife is gonna be upset about it. That's why I'm bringing 2 full suitcases, the carry-on with my Death Racer, the pick and pluck story, and then a backpack. So I'm gonna be hauling a lot of crap.
Oh, me and a friend from New York will be driving down. So
Nice. Well, good thing is I can always send you back with stuff if I need you to have it shipped to me.
yeah,
If I win.
depends on how big it is, because if it's a Rancor, well, I'm just gonna keep it.
Right. I'll just ship it back on Monday then. But
That being said, we're probably gonna head home on Sunday.
how
I don't know.
dare you?
I know. His work is a little crazy.
Right.
He works for a very small business, him and the owner. So
Very nice.
not really, but
Right. In other news, the big info of today, and this is bashing time for those that, like this printer or like this brand. I would like this brand if they would open source their stuff. I would actually own some of this if it would be open source. It's not. So everyone knows of the new Bamboo Lab A1 Mini, basically a glorified Prusa Mini with some mods, or what do they call all the other options, all the cantilevers.
mm-hmm.
I do see some 3D Chameleon vibes.
Oh yeah.
There. I don't know. It's cool for what it is. I do have to say, for $449, that is not a bad deal for that printer. However, it is still closed source. Unlike Prusa, unlike a lot of other brands, you're stuck in that ecosystem. I had Erase 3D. I was stuck in that ecosystem, minus a few modifications that I was able to make. You're stuck. The one thing I don't like is the poop flinger. The thing on the left is meant to pick up the poop or you purge into it and then it kicks it out. Then you've got a mess to clean up wherever you go. So benefits, drawbacks.
So does that
legitimately,
question? So does that in price include the little mini filament changer thingy too, or is that?
Yep, for $449, which is insane. That's the mini combo. The mega combo comes with extra stuff. So yeah, A1 Mini. If you just want their A1 Mini, you don't want to do colors, it's $300.
Okay.
I have to say, not a bad deal, but we'll see what the issues are in 3, 4, 5, 6 months. For $459 or $509, I'd always buy the $509 because I always like to have extras. This also goes after the issue with printed solid spools don't fit in the AMS. Cardboard spools like Protopasta don't work unless you print a special thing.
But the one thing I see here is it's hub size dependent.
Yes,
and it
isn't. It squeezes it. So
it squeezes
if I go,
it? Okay.
Yeah. So let me go back a screen. Blah blah blah. Scroll through their crap. See, so if you look at the AMS Lite here on the left, it's actually an expanding holder.
Okay.
So it like pressure fits the spools. So as long as it doesn't go smaller than a certain hub size, you could use theoretically larger spools if you had the space.
And this is the 180 cube build size, right?
Yes. And it does come fully assembled. A few minor things they want you to do according to videos I've been watching.
Well, so do all the other
Yes.
teeny tiny printers. Like
Right. The quick swap
SliceWorks. SliceWorks has the King Room KP3S
Yep.
for $100.
I know they have the S1 or something for 200. I'm like, ooh, but
No,
and
it's
I
just
do,
like
I do like the quick swap nozzle thing. I can see problems there, but yeah, there's so many options. Like it'd be cool if they could sell the head and the firmware for it, and you could add it.
Again, 3D Chameleon.
Yep. Well, I have a Chameleon. It's sitting in a box.
Yeah. There was somebody that was complaining, just kind of.
Oh, they got
kind of in the favor of the bamboo stuff here. Is that there are people that are complaining about the poop chute and all the waste and everything from that, but like even with like the palette, like there's always waste. Multicolored, there's always waste.
And even with the XL, there will always be waste. Yes, they're trying to get waste down, but the XL. The only reason the XL really has waste is to purge that hot end and get it ready to print.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the only way you're not going to get waste is like if you go to one of the projects I've seen, and I feel so bad that I don't remember the creator's name or their YouTube or TikTok or anything.
Not always, though, Sorten. If you print a large item, it will print a tower either way.
There was a creator that set up, I want to say it was like Sharpies and going on to natural colored filament, and it would like color it, like put the Sharpie up, down, and all that.
Right.
I don't recall if he got better than RGB, but or better than 3 colors. But
yeah, who knows? I did find something, and I don't know if it's legit. It is on a website, and I am not under any kind of NDA. Someone posted this.
Yeah, there's been a few people posting stuff about that.
I don't know. It's the X1E. The problem,
that's resin.
It's got to be. Or, well, no, it may not be. We don't know. We have no idea.
I'm calling it. It's going to be resin.
Well, I mean, here's the problem. Holy crap. There's not much info. It is something about Australia. We've got a Dwight, maybe. Once his camera starts working, I'll let him in. No camera yet, Dwight. There's really no info on this printer.
The E is for engineering.
Yeah, that's one of the things that people were talking about.
Yeah, I think this is not real. But with some noise, headphone.
What's up, gentlemen?
What's going on, bud? Got some noise in the background there, Dwight?
Actually, I'm sitting out on the patio. What are you hearing?
I don't know. I was hearing some kind
TV,
of radio
I'd say.
or TV. Yeah.
No.
Huh. Let me do this. I'm going to turn his mic down just a little. There's definitely something.
Oh, it's probably one of the fans blowing on me. Hang on, let me figure out which one it is.
One of the 18 fans blowing on him.
It's hot in Texas.
Right. Dang Texas. And he's
actually,
stuck
it is wonderful out here. That's why I'm sitting out on the patio right now. Did that kill the noise?
It's better. There's still something, but I don't know what.
Okay.
Is he loud too, guys?
That sounds fine to me.
Okay.
Sounds fine to me.
Maybe it's me. Let's see if I can fix mine. Oh, it's been a couple weeks since we've done one of these.
Yeah. Hey, did your wife get back into town?
Yep. She's producing on the back end, so.
Good. Got back safe, I guess. I hope.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Good.
Yep.
Oh, man. Well, how is everybody?
I'm alive.
Right.
Yes, Ian. Are you worn out yet, Ian?
Ian.
Oh, Ian ain't even on here.
Nope, he's not
Where
here.
is Ian?
I don't know. I think he messaged me, but
Well, he just had that baby, right? Him and Heather.
I know. Yep.
That's keeping him pretty wrapped up. He's got 2 little ones running around now. I suspect they're not getting much sleep.
No. He says he'll be on there a little late, so no big deal.
I'm not going to be on that long. It was so nice outside. I did a bunch of spring cleaning today, and I have like sand and dust and leaves and whatever else can stick to a person is all over me.
Right.
But anyway, how's everybody doing?
Just another fun week, getting ready for the East Coast RepRap Fest.
Yeah, getting hyped for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, y'all have fun with that. I wish I could say I was going with you, but not going to happen.
I wish you could say it too.
After way too many hurdles, man, just done. I'm just not going to do it anymore.
Was one hurdle.
Yeah, I guess it was. I don't know. I've slept since then, so who knows?
If we gave up on our little back end thing that we were doing after one hurdle, we'd never get anywhere.
Oh, right. Yeah, I agree.
So.
It's that one hurdle where you just face plant and it's like, no.
Right?
That's the way to avoid.
Yeah. All
Are
right,
those actual real Minotoyos?
Huh?
Are
Yeah,
they
these
actual
are real. Yep.
Or are they Amazon might not be?
They are. There's a certificate, so they're real. I've been wanting these for a while. I have a piece of crap calipers. These are digital, but my buddy has them, and I used them a couple weeks ago, and I was just like,
yeah, I need to get an upgrade of mine. Like, how much are they?
I think they were 114.
Okay.
So, but it's gonna be so nice to have. I've got these crappy. I don't know. Vinkas, I think. Problem is they lose calibration.
Yeah, looks like the same case as mine.
Right. Yeah.
Y'all get Amazon stuff?
Right.
Yeah, I've got a couple of those, and they're okay, but they do drift.
Cheap ones?
Years and years ago, I had a machine shop, so I had quality gauges. And one of the things that someone had turned me on to was a company called Michitoyo. I think I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
And the best calipers I've ever had in my life. Dude, even in your hand, they just feel better. The only thing that even comes close to it is the Brown & Sharps. And I didn't really like those as much because it was too easy to get trash in the rack and pinion, and it'd throw all kinds of crazy stuff off. The Michitoyos have never done that.
Right, and that's what I have right here. That's what I bought.
Oh, that's what you got.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, pick it up. Let me see.
Hold on.
Blow your screen up. Let me see.
Hold on.
It's like that one movie says all the best things are made in Japan.
Is it Japan, China, America? Whoever.
I think
it's
not.
It looks just like the ones I have. It looks exactly the same. Yep.
What's going on, Scott? Mr. What do we call you, Mr. Leaker?
The leak. I'm the leak. Well, I was the leak for 3 days, but I got knocked off that mountain hard last night. So
yes, you did. I saw that. Let's see.
I can't top that leak. So
no.
I mean, I did have something here I could have leaked, but it's out now, and so
yeah.
We
were talking about that earlier. What's your thoughts on it so far?
That was calculated.
Yeah, not the leak, the printer.
The printer's awesome. I played with it in Shenzhen. What day was that? August 30th. I sat in there with Dr. Tao in the conference room at Bamboo and played with that printer for 4 hours. There's it's a small form factor, cantilever design, bed slinger. that looks a lot
Right.
like a Prusa Mini or Kangaroo KP3, whatever, blah, 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 Ender 2. But there is so much technology in that thing that nobody else even comes close to.
Right.
And $459 for a 4-color printer
Yeah.
that just works.
Right. I mean,
So,
it's tempting. If it was open source, I'd probably look at it.
see,
more.
I don't get the whole open source thing. I could give two shits about open source.
I agree with you, Scott. As long as it works, why complain, man?
My cell phone isn't open source. This camera here isn't open source. That printer there isn't open source.
Right.
My TVs in my house aren't open source. I mean,
So
I have a
why
couple
should
printers
you
in here
do
that
it?
are open source, but that's it. The rest of
Right.
my life is not open source. I don't. Show me a 2D printer that's open source, or anybody that says anything about, well,
Those
I
are
buy one, but it's not
extremely
open
close.
source.
Well,
Extremely
you see how
close
shit they
source.
are.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know why I'm the large one here. Whoops.
So, honestly, I don't give two shits about open source or closed source. I do care when a company uses open source, either technology, firmware, software, and doesn't do what they're supposed to do.
Right.
Creality being a prime example of that.
Yeah.
But I also sat in 2 of the 4 CEOs of Creality's offices as those exact questions were asked to those guys why they do that. And something all of us here in the West forget when we jump on this open source bandwagon and stuff like that. Yes, what they're doing is not right. And in our country, here in the West, in the United States, Canada, Western Europe, what they are doing is not acceptable. Where they are at in Shenzhen, China, I have to keep reminding everybody, they are in China. They are based in China. I spent 2 weeks in their 21-story office building where they are based at. The way things are done in China and the way things are handled in China are radically different than what we're used to. Is it wrong? Yeah. Do they see it as wrong?
Nope.
They do. They admitted to it. Absolutely admitted to it. Mr. Al actually sat there and apologized to us for doing it. But Mr. Al also explained that the way things work in China is Creality's not the first one to do that. They're not the only one currently doing it, and they sure as hell won't be the last one to do it. And that's the way business is done in China.
Well, it's actually not too far off to the way some things are done here in the U.S. now.
Right.
Right. But
it's sad. It's sad. It's heartbreaking. But you're right. Just the way business goes now, it's really kind of shitty when it comes down to it. But at some point you just have to say it is what it is and try to do the best with what you got. Lemonade out of lemons type deal. But man, any business industry is you're gonna have the groups that do that. They have their own way of doing things. If you don't like it, don't do business with them. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, here's the problem: is most of us not doing business with them. That's one thing. The problem is the people that put all that time and effort into actually creating open source software. Marlin being a prime example, and all these companies, Creality. I don't know if they are currently doing any kind of monetary compensation to Marlin. I know Prusa is. They were like one of the top sponsors on the Marlin GitHub. So it's one of those, if you're making money off of open source, you should be kicking some of that money at least back to the creator of that open source.
I couldn't agree more.
Because
if you had to go out and hire engineers in your own company to write that firmware and do that work for you, it's going to cost you X amount of dollars. When
Yeah.
you go to a GitHub page and you download it and you use it to further the sales of your company and further your company's position in the market and everything else, and you don't, I mean,
Yeah.
compensation is not required. That's
Well, that's the
a
difference between regulation and non-regulated. You know, if you regulate something, you can kind of control that to anything like that to
well,
some
we can
degree.
regulate the hell out of whatever we want here in the United States. They're in China. The fact of
Right.
the matter is,
So-
they are in China.
We can't tell them what to do, and even if we did, they're just going to have a lot. They're going to have a lot of consumers draw a line in the sand, and then they might do something about it. But
Consumers drew the line in the sand. That's why we were invited over there to spend 2 weeks with them. Sam has got a year's worth of work ahead of him to put all this video into something that can be put out to the public, because when we left Shenzhen, when I left the hotel that Friday night and headed out to the airport when the typhoon was coming in, I handed Sam 5 terabytes of video. I don't know if you know how much 5 terabytes of video is.
That's a whole
I do. That's a lot.
That's a lot
That's-
of video.
and
Okay.
It's 4K video too.
He's got 5 no, it's not all 4K.
Okay.
I only shot 4K with the one camera. Everything else was shot in 1080p. He's got hundreds of hours of video to go through of all these different things, places we were at, interviews we did, and stuff like that. But Creality, I don't know. I don't think that it was a smoke and mirrors show put on for the two of us. I think they were very genuine in their in what they had to say, but they brought us in there to put a human touch to the maker community from Creality, and it wasn't a one-sided deal. I can't tell you how many meetings we were pulled into where they wanted our advice on how do we handle this? How do we handle this right here? How do we handle this over here? How do we handle this? We want to do this. How do we handle it? How do we handle it the right way?
Well, Scott, if they were being genuine on that, and they were, I'm assuming they were being genuine when they were asking you this?
As far as I can tell, they were.
Well, then that's a good, I think I look at that as a positive reflection on your visit.
Well,
If they're
see, we
actually
went there thinking we were going to be interviewing them.
Oh,
And we did. We did lots and lots of interviews with all different people in that company. Hell, Sam even sat down in customer service and worked fucking tickets.
Nice.
wow.
Sam sat down in customer service, got on a computer, and worked tickets. And we found a glaring problem there. A lot of their customer service people do not speak any English.
Mm.
So when you go on here and you type in something in English and you send off to customer service or tech support, the software translates it to Chinese.
Hmm.
And though
It's
the
not
software that does the translating is getting better with time,
Tripod.
it's still a hey tripod.
Hey, tripod.
Hey,
if you're
Tripod.
on a brain, check
It's
your
still an
Facebook.
emerging technology, and there is a lot lost in the translation. Well,
Oh, I'm
then
sure.
you have a tech support person sitting here, and they're reading the Chinese translation of your English email. And they're replying back to it in Chinese, and they're hitting send. And now this same software is now translating their Chinese back to English.
So what
So-
started out as blue comes back to you white.
Could be
You
called
know,
green.
How many people in the
Yeah.
group here on the screen have been to college?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. In one of your college classes, you sat in a group, 20, 30 people in a circle, and somebody started off something and they whispered it in your ear, and then you passed it around that group.
That is a lot of fun to do, and it's
And then
very
when it
rewarding.
got back to you, how close
Totally
was
different
it to
story.
what you started off?
You know, we did that a lot, and occasionally it came back and the idea was the same, but the verbiage wasn't. But many times it came back and it was a whole different story. It was crazy.
Okay, we're dealing with a lot of that same stuff with these Chinese companies. Creality, Bamboo, Soval, Anycubic, any of them that are based over there in China, and their customer service and everything is employing Chinese people that English is not a native language to them, and a lot of them don't even speak any English. We're relying on software that does a half-assed decent job of translating, but it's translating it twice. It's translating it inbound to them, it's translating it outbound back to you, and there's a lot lost in that.
Would love to see the truly deciphered, if that's the right word, transcripts of that and see how different it is. That would actually be kind of cool to see. I would love to work the math on that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, it's just, there was a lot of things like that we've seen. Now, one of the things that stood out with Bamboo when we were sitting in there with Dr. Tao, the founder of Bamboo, is number one, he is the most down-to-earth, backwoods, redneck, PhD, Texan Chinese man I've ever met in my life.
My kind of people.
Because once Sam got him started cussing, then it just... he
What language was he cussing in?
Huh?
What language was he cussing in?
English. He speaks really good English, actually. Not what you would expect for the founder of Bamboo. He's not. When you meet him, it's not the person you would expect.
I like hearing that.
He's the most down to earth guy. I mean, anyway, it was quite funny because Sam dropped an F-bomb in there, and then he kind of, oh my God, I just said this in front of Dr. Tao, and Dr. Tao immediately picked up on it, and he's like, all right, well, if these guys can drop F-bombs, here we go. And then they just started to fly. But one of the things with Dr. Tao that stuck out with me is he's very meticulous on who he hires into his company. So just because you walk in the door and you have a background in customer service and technology, I don't mean you get a job in his customer service department. Do you speak good English? Do you understand Western culture? He knows who his customers are. All right. He knows where his market is. He's trying his damnedest to fill his company with people that understand who his customers are and where his market is. And that's really hard to do in Shenzhen, China.
Well, that's really hard to do here in the U.S. now. It used to be the way to go.
It's impossible to do here in the U.S. They have a better chance of doing it in China than we do right here in our own country.
I agree.
Well,
I'm sorry to say that, but
that's absolutely great that he has those requirements for working in his support department. But
yeah,
there's still a problem.
What's that?
They and I do trust Grant, 3D Musketeers Grant for his word that they treat influencers differently, because when he was going through support, once they realized that he was someone with a YouTube channel, like, oh, we want to put you in this other support stream. And that's having...
That is not any different than Creality, Anycubic, Sobol. Pick a printer company manufacturer in China. Name a printer company manufacturer in China, and I guarantee you every single one of them handles it the same way.
Right. But
now,
that's one of the things. They should treat everyone the same regardless of if they have a platform or not.
No one is going to do that.
Because it's not representative of what people who don't have
none of the companies do. Now, I'm going to show you something here. I'm going to take the camera over here, and hopefully the cord will reach. I'm going to show you something. I just spent 2 weeks with Creality. There's the current state of my K1. I don't know if you can see inside there or not.
Oh,
it's in pieces.
What the?
Okay. And there's Creality's Death Racer that I just finished that was printed on this printer right here. So I have 25 contacts in my WeChat, all the way up to one of the CEOs at Creality. But my X or K1, whatever the fuck that thing is, excuse my French. I just got you demonetized, Justin. Sorry.
It's all good. I'm not monetized anyway, so.
My K1 crapped the bed Thursday night. It started giving me the heater not expecting at blah 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 and shutting down. So obviously there's a thermistor wire problem, something. So I didn't use my name that they know me by. I used the name that I ordered the printer under, and that's different. I went on their Creality chat app and I went through the normal channels like anybody else has to do. And said, here's what my printer's doing. And they asked me to do some things. And I did these things. And it was still messing up. So then they asked me if I was comfortable taking it apart and checking the wiring, which I am. But however, there's stupid glued on frickin' connectors. This one right here. When I pulled it out of there, the socket itself came off the board.
Of course.
You can see that. The socket's gone off the board.
Hey, Dwight, that sounds familiar.
It does.
So I got it all out. I got it all wired up. And I took my umbilical and I plugged it back in here so that I could power this up and I could wiggle the wires around and see if it's a broken wire or actually a bad thermistor. But because the socket came off the board, it can be installed in any one of 90-degree positions.
Right.
Well, when I plugged it back in, I was 90 degrees off. When I powered it up, I don't think the camera will pick it up. But if you look at that chip right there, it's got a hole blown in it where it let all the magic smoke out of it.
That's right. Once you let the genie out, you can't put it back in.
Well, I tried gathering it up in here and stuffing it back in there. I couldn't. It still smells like it. So I went right back on the app. I took pictures of what had happened and I explained to him. I said, because this was glued on when it came off, it all came off. And now I can't tell you if it's a bad wire or bad thermistor because the whole board is blown up. So customer service said that they would have to pass that on to tech support and that I would get an email. And I asked for a time frame and they said typically 4 to 8 hours. That was Thursday night, which was Friday morning in Shenzhen, China. I finally got an email from them Monday morning my time, which would have been Monday evening in China. They're sending me a new board and hot end and everything. And only after that did I, because then Selma asked me how the Death Racer was coming along because she wanted video of it being printed on the K1 and she wanted to do all the social. I said, well, I'm building your Death Racer. I said, it's on, it's half finished. Well, can I see pictures and video of it being printed? So I sent her what I had and you could clearly see the bamboo build plate in there and the bamboo printer head. That didn't go over well.
Nope.
Why are you printing it on a bamboo? I said, because the K1 shit the bed and I'm waiting on parts.
Wow.
I have something coming via DHL that is 80-some kilograms being delivered to me on Monday.
They're sending you a new printer. That's got to be it. The whole
Yeah.
80 kilograms?
Sending you a couple new printers.
Yeah.
So
80 kilograms is a lot.
I got a notice from DHL that I have a shipment coming to me on Monday to my office from Hong Kong. It's 80 kilograms.
They'll send you 3 new printers, and between the 4 of them you'll be able to make 1 working printer.
No.
All right.
So
That's on brand.
Once I get the parts for the K1, I've saved all the phone or the text conversations. I've saved the emails. Everything's timelined and everything else. And I'm going to put out a video about it.
Okay, so
I'm going to be dead honest. This is what happened. This is what the printer started doing. This is what I did. And I'm going to show everybody the messages. And I was not logged into the Creality app when I was messaging them, so they had no idea who I was. And then when they did ask me for my order number and my printer serial number, that comes back to somebody with the same last name as me, but a different first name and an entirely different address, albeit in the same zip code. So
Wow.
the people that I was dealing with on that, they don't know who the hell I am.
So,
And,
real
you know,
quick, I just looked it up.
I'm not going to glamorize anything for Creality just because of the trip to China. You know, the truth is the truth.
Right.
Sam
Right.
doesn't do it. I'm not going to do it. Nobody else
And
needs to do it.
I totally agree. Glad you're doing that. We need more of it.
Right, for sure.
I just
I
got to
didn't-
find something bigger to leak because, you know, Friday I was at the top of the leak pile, and you know, last night I got knocked completely off that mountain, and I'm searching around my house here for anything I have I can leak, but I don't have anything. So
So I looked it up. In package, it looks like the K1 is 16 kilograms. So 80 kilograms is exactly 5 printers.
Oh wow.
Oh, geez, here we go.
well, there's some stuff being shipped to me for an event in late October, I think. That's
Okay.
not 3D printing. So I think there's some extra stuff being shipped. I honestly have no idea what it is. And if it's K1 Max in a box, that right there alone is about 40 kilograms.
Right. Scott, are you going to have a spare dragster for me to race at ERRF?
I don't
that
believe so.
No big deal. I'm bringing a Death Racer. The dragster is just a little.
I am putting one together, but I think he's going to see if you can tell who this is.
Oh, I know who it is. I've seen the hints
Huh?
on it. I know who it is. Starts with
Who
a
is
B. Big Tree Tech. Yep. Nice.
So that's the last one that I have time to put together,
Oh,
Justin.
No, you're good. I'll watch and help and.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, you can race mine because you already know that I don't have time to race myself.
This is true.
And when I do race myself, certain people get their britches all wadded up, and
Everybody gets butt hurt over the simplest things, and
Yep, I know.
you know, it's just like the discussion came up the other day about the second and third place winners at Murph, and I said there was no second and third place winners because both of those cars belonged to me.
Right.
So we gave the prizes to the fourth and fifth place winners. So, because I'm sorry, if you're racing my car and you win the race, you don't get a prize.
that's it. Yeah.
If you're racing one of my cars and you take it all the way to the win, I don't care if they're giving away a K1 Max and a X1C carbon and you know whatever. You're not getting the prize.
I just want to.
Yeah.
I'll have my
Oh.
Death
Yeah,
Racer to play with.
Yeah.
I nicely played with some pick and pluck foam last night and got it all packed into my little carry-on suitcase.
Well, you can race that one. That's the camera's not looking at it. You can race that one there.
Yeah. Nice.
So Justin, did
Yeah.
you do like I asked and kept everybody from
Nope.
talking about Bamboo's new printer?
Nope, we've already bashed on it. Sorry.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Did we bash on it? It must have happened before I got here.
Yeah, it must have. We can go back to it. Here, hold on. Let me pull it back up. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't want to revisit it. I'm gonna go take a shower, dude. I gotta get this sand, dirt, and dust out of my ears and eyes. You guys have fun. Once I get cleaned up and kind of shut everything down, I'll try to log back on. If y'all are still on, I'll see you then. If not, I'll catch y'all in the next go round.
There you go.
Well, I won't be
All
on
right,
long
guys.
because I've got a real early meeting tomorrow morning. But so here's what I'm going to say about the subject that's currently on the screen. Dr. Tao has a very specific target audience in mind for that printer,
Right.
and it's none of us that are on this stream. So
Nice.
it's not a printer for everybody, but it is a printer certainly for a targeted audience, and that is, it's a $459 4-color PLA PETG printer that you take out of the box and it just prints.
Yep.
You know,
It poops too.
Yeah.
it
and
poops a
flings
lot.
it. And it flings it all over the place.
Yeah, it flings it when the head goes over there to the left and it poops, and when the head takes off and goes to the right and that chute slides across there,
There'll
yeah,
be
it flings that
designs-
poop all over the place.
They'll be
I saw that
designed
in
for
the
a
video,
catcher
and I was
very
like,
quickly.
I was like, that seems like a poor design decision.
The
Or
benefit
it gives
is that
everybody something to talk about. I thought it was
And-
funny.
and it gives people the chance to, if they can, design something
But
to
there's
mitigate that.
There you go.
there's
But-
so many cutting edge technologies in the printer 3D printer space that are contained inside that little white base
Yes.
that others haven't even started to touch yet.
Here-
Um,
And here's the thing. Let's be real, or I guess we're always being real. But at $459, and that includes the little AMS light unit right there. They basically just blew every other printer
Yeah.
out of the water.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
your standard AMS unit's $359.
Right. Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm. There
You
you
know-
go. The base printer right there by itself without the AMS, $300. And if that thing performs even half as good as my two bamboos I have back here, I'd buy that over the Ender 3 any day, even with the reduced build volume.
Well, so many people think about people that aren't 3D printer enthusiasts like we are. They don't care about building this frickin' Trident over here or modifying the hell out of this Ender 3 or building that V0. They
Mhm.
want to take something out of the box. They want to go on to printables. They want to find this little kitsch
Yep.
thing. And they want to press print and have this machine magically spit this out while it flings
Yep.
poop all over the
Mhm.
house.
Exactly. Well, I mean, they might not want that last one, but they'll put up with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
They'll be
The printer's got to purge in
Yeah.
order to change filament.
hmm
When you look at the platform they have there, it's very limited where it can do that purge at. So without adding a whole bunch of more complicated stuff to that design on that printer, I think they did the best they could with getting it to happen. And the way that little poop slide thing is designed is it uses the motion of the tool head itself, and it slides over there, and there's a little lever that sticks up, and it pushes that lever, and the little chute slides over like this, and it poops right there on that plate. And then when the head takes off and comes back, it releases that lever, and that little plate shoots across there. The little shovel thing shoots across, shoots the poop off the side of the printer. So it gets the job done. Yes, it's messy. I seen Daniel on his live stream tonight. Somebody's already designed a deal that adds on to that uses a filament spool box that you cut a hole in the side of and you set there and it catches all the poop.
Love it.
Sounds about
Love
right.
that.
You know, so
That's
it's
There you go. But I mean, this thing is basically has made the Prusa Mini completely obsolete. Not that it was exactly holding up anyway, but now it's completely irrelevant.
They did release their alpha input shaper firmware, which I have.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I like it. It's working very nicely for what it is.
yeah, they released it last night
No,
or yesterday.
A couple of days ago, something
Yeah, I
like
think it was
that.
2
I
days
remember
ago,
getting the
but-
email.
Yep, I remember the Twitter post, and I installed it. I think it was Monday night,
Okay. And anyway, it hasn't been that long ago they released it, but you
I
can
go,
see now
but-
why they released it.
But the point,
Yes.
this right here will outperform the Prusa Mini at a fraction of the price, and actually has a good option for multicolor printing, which
Right.
Prussia still hasn't been able to produce a good option for multicolor print. Actually, I haven't tried their latest MMU. I haven't
The
looked.
3, there's not. I've heard it's good on the MK3S, and it's got some issues with the 4. But this is the speed 12-minute benchy on my Mini, just to show it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're if you take the AMS out of the equation, they're now with the new firmware that the Prusa's working on for the Mini. They're
Very
if you
similar.
take the AMS off the A1 and you just compare apples to apples, let's compare this cantilever small form factor machine to this cantilever small form factor machine. Prusa now has the firmware that they're working on to get it as close, if not equal, to the performance of the Bamboo A1. But what's the price on a Prusa Mini?
I think it's like double the
No,
price.
no, it's not. It's $399, I think. Let me look here. Semi-assembled, not even fully assembled. Fully assembled, 459. Semi-assembled, so you put 3 bolts in, and
All right.
429. So it's $130 more for the kit, $160 more for the semi-assembled with no
Okay,
multi-core.
So
it's
the
not quite
Prusa
price gap I
Mini
thought,
without an AMS is the same price as the A1 with the AMS. But comparing apples to apples, the Prusa Mini is considerably more expensive than the A1, and
more expensive, requires assembly, and the user will have to update the firmware themselves to get that new enhanced speed. Which again, we're talking about that specific end user. You're talking about somebody who wants to just pull a printer out of the box and have it work. Oh, and let's go back to comparing apples to apples. There's still more that just the base A1 does that the Prusa Mini doesn't. The A1 has a camera.
Mm-hmm.
They go.
I'll give them that.
the A1 has active noise canceling on the motors.
Yep.
Don't ask me how it works, but I watched the engineer there in his best English Chinese go through there and show me how to work all that, and you can see the graph and you can hear it doing things, and then you have, when it's printing, you can bring up a screen and you can select how much noise reduction you want. And obviously, I was sitting there playing with it while it was printing, and I was turning the noise reduction up higher and down lower, and you can see the speed of the machine change and stuff as you're doing that. Now, what it actually affects as far as the print quality and the print time, I don't know. We didn't have that much time with it, and I didn't get a test machine. My little YouTube channel, if I want to test something like that, I got to buy it out of my pocket. But there's, like I say, there's so much emerging technology contained in that little printer that other printer companies haven't even got to yet. You can definitely see the DJI influence in things, because that's how DJI took over the drone market.
Honestly,
think about
Prusa is not reacting to this situation.
They don't need
fast
to.
enough.
They don't need to. They can do exactly what they want to do.
Their reputation will only take them so far. It's holding up right now because they have the reputation. They've been around for so long. They have an absolutely stellar reputation in the community for producing a printer that works well and reliably. But that will only take them so far. Bamboo is developing that reputation themselves with a printer that works much better.
Well,
much
Bamboo
easier,
still has
much
Bamboo still
reliable.
has a way to go.
Yes.
They do.
Customer service is a big thing, and Bamboo's customer service at this point still is. If you want to compare apples to apples, Bamboo's customer service is way down here compared to Prusa. All right. And that alone is huge.
Right.
You know, that's Creality's fighting that devil right now. Bamboo's fighting that devil. Prusa's had the customer service side of it figured out for a long damn time, and that's going to their dated i3 printer that's now 12 years old
Mhm.
is still going to carry them a long ways on that customer service.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I hate to interject, but I need to jump. I have a work thing I got to take care of. So
We'll
Good
see.
night.
you-
Yeah, I'm out
we'll
too,
see you
guys.
later.
I'll see y'all later.
see you later, man. Justin, how come you're not standing up with your back to the camera working on a Voron?
I do need to work on a Voron, actually. That's the funny part. I don't. I'm working on some stuff for a redesign of a cable management thing. So just kind of clicking around over here.
I've had my Voron going for a week now, and I haven't had to stand up and work on it yet. What am
Yeah.
I doing wrong?
I have no idea.
Man,
I mean, it could have printed the Creality Death Racer, but I
Right?
thought it was more appropriate to print it in the Bamboo and send them pictures of that.
Oh yeah.
it's definitely funnier.
Right.
And then send them pictures of the broke down K1 right next to it.
Yes.
So, in fact,
Man,
she
can-
just messaged me.
I've had a crazy last month.
I know you have.
It started just about a month ago.
When your
month
wife
and
had a
1 day
baby?
ago. No. This started a month and a day ago when somebody decided to rear end me at 60 miles an hour. I go, so dealing with the insurance nonsense, my back wound up a little hurt from all of that. So I've been seeing a chiropractor. My back actually feels quite a bit better. It's no longer hurting. It's just kind of stiff now. So hopefully a few more weeks of chiropractic and whatnot, and that'll be all taken care of. But trying to get the insurance company, they agreed to repair my truck. It didn't have frame damage, which is awesome. I wasn't looking forward to actually going and, well, first of all, I wasn't looking forward to having to argue with them about the value of my vehicle given today's crazy car prices. And then I wasn't looking forward to going and buying another vehicle. And my wife just had our son last Tuesday.
Oh, I haven't talked to you since then. Congratulations.
Thank you. And my house, which has been on the market for 6 years, I've been trying to get a certain price for it, and I was originally told, well, forget what I was originally told by one realtor. The property didn't wind up selling for that, but I did eventually get the money I wanted for it, and so that property actually just closed a week ago. And so I've got to move out of my house now, and I am already under contract and closing on a new house I found in the next city over. It's in a subdivision, which if you'd asked me, 3 years ago, if I'd ever be in a subdivision, I would have told you not on your life.
Well, don't get in one where you got an HOA because I'm in an HOA and those things are nightmares.
I'm in one with. I'm going to be in one with an HOA.
I'm sorry, man. I'm
There goes
apologizing.
everything. You're gonna spend so much time dealing with that crap.
There you go. I've read the HOA contract already.
It doesn't matter what the contract says. You're going to have a bunch of people that have nothing better to do. They're retired. Now they've got themselves on the HOA board and they are going to run your life.
Yep. They're gonna tell you how to do things, when to do it, when you
Yep.
can and can't do things.
And and if they don't like something you do, the rules will change at the next meeting and you won't have a chance to vote on it because you won't even be told about the meeting. And then they'll come by and leave a ticket on your door.
Well,
So HOAs are nightmares.
I'll deal with it one lawyer at a time.
Well, you'll be bankrupt in a year.
Yep. Oh yeah. They'll do whatever they want.
That's one
Anyway.
stipulation when I move out of this house. It's no HOA at all.
Right.
Honestly, if I can't see my neighbors, that's perfect. If I see my neighbors, that's not good. That's kind of my
Yeah.
$100 a month for your HOA.
And he gets nothing out of it.
Go. So my HOA is going to be like $40 a month, 45.
Oh, mine's 300 and something a month.
Well, they raise it. As longer you stay, they raise them too.
But we also have a security guard that we pay for at the front gate and shit like that. So
That. Yep.
So mine is a gated community, but no security guard, not even a place for a security guard. And it's a new development. It's been developed for 5 years so far, and based on the number of houses they want to put in, which is 300, and they've already put in about 150, so I suspect another 5 years of development, give or take.
Right.
I don't know. I did everything I could to look into it and go. The thing is, I didn't really want to be under an HOA, but I wanted to be somewhere that I thought would be good for my kids.
Right.
And it's got playgrounds, a splash pad, a basketball court. It's gated. It's off the highway, which I currently live like 20 feet from a pretty significant highway. So
Jeez.
not great. I'm constantly trying to keep ahead of my son, who is very intelligent, and so far I managed to stay ahead of his attempts to escape the house. But I've been worried for a while now that he's gonna outfox me one day here and get ahead of me. So I'm happy to be moving away from this highway.
Right.
well, John Mack, you have Ken's and Karen's, so
Yes.
that's what you get for $100 a month.
Yep. It's cubes.
You know what bothers me more than the HOA?
Huh.
Cluster mailboxes.
Oh yeah, drives me nuts. I have
You
it.
know, when I first started looking for a new home here, I was like, okay, this one's got cluster mailboxes? Don't want to be there. This one's got cluster mailboxes. And I started, why do all of them have cluster mailboxes? And so then I started looking into it and go, oh, it's not the subdivision deciding to do that. That's United States Postal Service regulation.
yes, it is.
Yep.
And
Exactly.
I'm like, so any new subdivision development I go to is going to have this problem. Might
Yep.
as well just, suck it up.
They're doing it to save time. Takes a lot less time to deliver to one big mailbox than it does to 50 houses.
To be clear, I really wouldn't have a problem with it if whatever didn't fit, either because it was too big for their larger boxes or all the larger boxes were already occupied. If they just go ahead and deliver it to my house,
Right.
then I
They
wouldn't
don't.
have a problem. I know
But-
they don't. They just leave you a note, hey,
Yep.
you take time out of your day, come to the post office and grab your stuff.
Yep.
Right.
You
Yep.
know, that's my big sticking point.
So you need to make friends with the person that they're delivering to the cluster mailbox twice a day. And usually a nice little thank you card with like a $50 Olive Garden gift card in there will get your undeliverable shit dropped off on your front porch while you're at work.
Oh, well.
At least it
maybe
works for me.
Well,
It
maybe
costs
I'll
me a
try that.
$50 Darden's gift card about every 3 months. But if it doesn't fit in one of the parcel lockers at the mail house, or the parcel lockers are all full, which they never are here. But if it doesn't fit in the parcel locker, I don't get the note anymore in the mailbox. I just come home and find the shit on my porch.
That's cool.
So I'm not saying that'll work with your mailman, but it damn sure works with mine.
All right. Well, I might give that a try. If it becomes a regular problem, I probably won't try it right away. We'll see how things play out.
Yeah.
I go, if it becomes a regular problem, I'm definitely going to give that a
Right.
try.
Yeah. See, we've got some pretty damn big partial lockers over here in our place, but for some reason, like those 4 great big ones, they're always full and there's never room in them. And I get big shit delivered and it won't fit in the partial locker. And I kept having to go down to the post office all the time and pick up my stuff. And somebody else had suggested that to me one day, and I got to notice, and it's the same guy here all the time. That's making the deliveries in the part into the mail house, and I had an extra $50 Olive Garden restaurants gift card, and I just hand wrote a little thank you note and said appreciate everything you do and taking good care of our mail. And next time I seen him in there dropping those off, I just went over there. And of course, when he's in there, he's got the door locked, so I had to knock on the door, and he finally come over and opened up. I just handed him that gift card, and I said, "Hey, I'm too Apache." I said, "Just wanted to thank you for everything you do for us." And I handed him that. He opened up, and he's like, "Oh man, thanks a lot." And now all of a sudden, my shit shows up at my house. So, yeah, it costs a little bit, but it saves me having to leave work early to go all the way to the post office.
Yeah.
All right.
This new house might be in an HOA, but you know what it does have going for it?
Hmm.
It's a 3-car
HOA.
garage.
Ooh.
There you go.
That's the thing that I'm liking about these houses I'm looking at that are
Right.
middle of nowhere. Some of these places they'll have 2-car garage, but they also have a barn on the property.
Yeah. You can do a lot with that barn, can't you?
Well, the
Like
next
a newer pole. It's like a newer pole barn too. It's not like one of those ones that they put up in the 1800s that might fall over if you fart on the wall too much.
the next house I build is going to be a 10,000 square foot pole building, and it's going to have an apartment in the back.
Nice. You're gonna use the building for all the fun stuff, and
Yep.
then just live part time in the apartment.
I mean, I had intention of doing that one time, and honestly, if I didn't have the kids, I'd probably just go jump into an apartment for a little while and do exactly what you said. Maybe not 10,000 square foot. I don't know if my budget would have allowed for that, but I mean, even at 5,000 square foot, that's a decent workspace with a good little house portion.
Right.
2,000 square foot of house and 3,000 square foot of shop. I could get behind that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe when the kids all move out of the house.
Right.
Yeah, the biggest thing that sucks here is everyone who has dogs, they don't take care of their dogs, so they just sit there and yap outside for 8 hours during the day while they're at work.
Right.
My dogs go to work with me, so they just yap inside the office. Well, they don't really yap, but they certainly like to greet everybody that comes through the front door and let them know that they just met their new best friends that they never knew they had.
Right.
Oh. The Best Buy delivery guy showed up today with Polymaker's new big screen TV to drop off, and that guy had a fear of dogs.
Oh, I bet.
he wasn't having no part of it. And I'm like, they're friendly. No man, you're gonna
I had a
have to
bad
put them dogs away.
experience.
I can't bring that in. I said, just leave it set out here on the sidewalk.
Right.
No, man, I have to bring it inside, but I can't bring it in there with them dogs. I need you to lock them dogs up. Like, all right. So I walked over there and put him in my office and closed the baby gate. And he come inside. Well, my regional planner has one of them designer dogs that it's basically a damn mutt, but they put all these names on it and pay all this stupid money. It's a Burmese mountain labradoodle.
My wife would like that.
Anyway, I said it's
I
a
just call 'em
goddamn mutt,
slippers.
but he paid like $5,000 for this dog, and it's the dumbest animal that's ever walked the face of the earth. But this thing has got this really deep, aggressive, nasty sounding bark, and that Best Buy guy's sliding that TV in there. Didn't realize that dog was right there on the other side of that baby gate on Ty's office, and that dog just let loose with that. All I seen was assholes and elbows out the door.
Oh my god.
He was gone, man. TV sitting right in the middle of the reception area. He was done. He's like, "Fuck you, I'm out of here."
I go, okay, so my mom picked up my mom likes Chihuahuas. She really does.
Those are the meanest dogs on the face of the earth.
So years ago, it's been a while, and that dog has actually passed away since then, and my mom was really sad about it. But years ago, my mom was, in fact, it was so many years ago, I was still back in high school, and I remember because she came by to pick me up that day, and I walked out to the car. She hadn't seen me yet, but she's holding this tiny little thing in her hand, and I actually, for the life of me, swore it was one of those fancy rats, because that's how big it was. She gotten a toy teacup Chihuahua.
Yeah, they grow to about this big.
Yes. I go. So
and they have an attitude the size of a 175-pound dog.
It did, which is equally funny because it turned out it turned out to be a very sickly animal. My mom loved it to death, but it was very sickly and actually didn't have a lot of use of its back legs for most of its life.
No.
But my mom carried that thing around with her all the time. She loved it to death. She took it to church, and there was this lady there who was absolutely terrified of it, even in the carrier. This toy teacup limp lame Chihuahua in a carrier, and she's terrified of it, doesn't want to be anywhere near it. It was crazy.
Oh, I've been bitten enough times by little kick me dogs. So I've only sent one through the air. So the other ones they got away from my foot quick enough.
I got bit by that Chihuahua twice. That Chihuahua might not have had very good back legs, but its mouth sure worked.
Yep.
That's that Chihuahua my dad had for years that he loved to death. That was the meanest animal ever walked the face of the earth. And
now just imagine if you had a Chihuahua's mind and attitude and you put it in something big like a Rottweiler, a Pit Bull, or a German Shepherd.
Yeah.
You'd have a true monster there.
Yeah, you'd definitely have to call the state police when it bites you so they can put it down.
Well, guys, I got to jump off here. I got some stuff I got to get finished up tonight.
We'll see you in Baltimore. When do you get in?
I will be in Thursday afternoon, probably around 3:30.
Yep. I'm flying in that morning, and me and
now, I don't know if I'll have the graphics on the trailer yet because
nice.
Hector took point on that.
Nice.
And he did get his graphic artist to do some really fine graphics for the trailer.
Nice.
That was supposed to be printed out and done today, and he was going to FedEx to me, and I haven't heard shit from him. So
right. Well, I'll keep an eye out for you. And I'm at the same hotel I was last year.
I'm at the Hilton Garden Inn in Aberdeen.
Yep, that's the one that I could not afford to stay at. So
yeah.
Oh well, that's the party hotel, I guess.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't know who else is there. I know the girl from Creality.
Echo?
Huh?
Echo?
No, Echo doesn't work for Creality. Actually, Echo does work for Creality, but
I was gonna say I thought she did.
No, well, here's what you don't realize is most of those people that were there at the ShareFest and at Murph, they actually work for a marketing company.
Yep.
They don't work for Creality.
Yep.
Selma and
What was the other one? Was it Henry? No, Henry's marketing.
Selma and hold on, because Selma was just or Sabrina. I mean, Sabrina and Joy are flying over there. In fact, they're in the air right now.
Nice.
They took off from Hong Kong a couple hours ago. They're on their way to Denver. Anyway,
Denver?
Selma and Joy are
I need to
actually
go show them around Denver.
they're not Selma. Sabrina and Joy are actually Selma can't get a visa, so she can't come over. Sabrina has no problem getting a visa because she went to college in Columbia, Missouri for 5 years.
Nice.
But they're flying in, and she was asking me what hotel I was staying at, and they're trying to get a room there. I don't know if there's any rooms available or not. So I told her if they couldn't, I would actually let her have my reservation, and I would use my Hilton Platinum powers to boot somebody, which will piss somebody off. But
Right.
actually, you don't. It doesn't boot anybody. They keep, like, depending on the size of the hotel and the market,
Right.
they keep 3 to 5 rooms open every night for Diamond and Platinum members.
Oh yeah.
And
Nice.
I had
You've stayed a few of them.
Hilton and not be able to get a room. But here's the trick.
Hmm.
If you ever make it above the base level on Hilton Honors, where you
Right.
go in and select your room, go to Columbus, Ohio, stay at the Hampton Inn downtown, go online to select your room, and get room 702.
Okay.
Just trust me on it. Because you'll pay regular price as their cheapest room, and room 702 is a presidential suite with the entire 7th floor of the fucking hotel. And it has this giant turret up there, this big round turret that sticks out over the street, and that's the bedroom. And it's got this oversized bed right in the middle of this big round room. And then going off down this way, you've got another couple of bedrooms and bathrooms and stuff like that. Behind the headboard, the wall there in the turret is the master bathroom, and it's half the size of my house. And then going down the other way, there's a chef's kitchen and a dining room, and you get all that for a regular room price.
Nice.
Because nobody ever rents the room; it's always available.
Awesome.
That's funny.
702. Now I need to go to Columbus.
I've gone to Columbus just to go to Columbus, spend a couple nights in the hotel there.
I love it.
Hey, Mitch.
Hey, Mitch. Well,
What are you working on?
Scott, we'll see you in a week, and safe travels. Enjoy the drive.
Yep, we'll see you next week in
Yep.
Aberdeen.
I'll be there Friday to help people set up because I got not much else to do. So.
Yeah, we can't even start setting up till 4:00, but I'm probably going to go over there about 2 and get my trailer parked up there in the loading dock area.
Damn. Well.
Yeah.
I guess we're
4
partying.
4
for
p.m.
lunch.
4 p.m. for sponsors, 6 p.m. for makers.
Wow.
You want me to leak that too? Hold on.
You just did.
Well, hang on. I can officially leak it. I'll put it out on Twitter.
Do it. Make sure to tag her.
Nobody watches the stream. It's fine.
Mitch, you're echoing.
Echo.
No, we are. We can hear us.
We can hear us in your stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, too bad. Hold on.
Wow. Echo.
You're going to be at ERRF, right, Mitch?
I'm his ride.
Yeah,
from the airport.
I'm working on something to bring.
Good.
You going to show us what it is, or?
No.
I mean, we promised not to leak it. Hold on, let me get ready to screen capture it.
I've got something really cool for Rocky Mountain.
It looks to me like you're working on the wiring harness for a Death Racer.
No, even worse. These are diodes in
No.
parallel. It might involve batteries and a printer.
Good.
You can guess. I don't do anything else special.
Fallout? Is that
Another
the Fallout
backpack
one?
printer?
Possibly.
The Fallout one?
No, I'm gonna no.
No, the fall in.
That didn't happen. The KPS 3 is over here. That was a lot of work, and that never ended up happening. So Rocky Mountain is probably going to happen. I'll do something.
Yep. Oh yeah. We'll get. I'm Mitch's ride to and from. So we'll see you in a week, Scott.
All right. See you guys
Yeah.
next week.
Thanks,
Take
bud.
care, everybody.
See ya. Mitch Echo.
I moved the mic. Is that better?
It's
Nope.
a little better.
A little.
Yeah,
All right,
it's
I'm
better.
out of here. See ya.
All right. See you later, Shane.
I get here
Losing
and
people
everybody
left and
leaves.
right. Yeah. Well, it's Wednesday.
I was going to bail out too, but now I feel bad.
I'll fix
It's
that.
okay. I see how it is.
Been a while since I've been able to do that.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't like the background removal thing.
Huh.
The audio removal. I'd have to get my headset. I don't have anything down here.
So, Mitch, I'm going to be bringing a lot of luggage. So I've got my Death Racer carry-on.
Yeah.
It's in there with pick and pluck foam.
I have two 20-inch tall suitcases.
That's these.
And,
That's
maybe
this.
24-inch. It's going to be pretty
Oh.
big.
Do we need to figure out a way to get an SUV full on it? I mean, we're going to get a Ford Edge. We'll be fine. You can sit on suitcases if we need you to.
Well, I mean, are you getting a suitcase?
I'm bringing 2 large suitcases. This small suitcase.
I meant an SUV. Are you getting an SUV?
I have an SUV. Yeah, it's a Ford Edge or similar, I think.
Yeah, we got plenty of room then. We could
Since
stack.
since we're talking about rental vehicles, I came up with a theory about rental vehicles just today or yesterday. So, well, let me start with a question. In all your time of ever getting a rental vehicle, even if you got something that was quote unquote economy,
Yeah.
was it ever plain Jane?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Many
Really?
times.
I've gotten Ford Fiestas. I've gotten the base model Jettas. I've gotten Toyota Camrys, which are actually the nicest ones.
But I mean, like plain. You know how they sell those things? There's very base, like cloth seats and all that stuff.
Yeah, the
You
Ford Fiesta was pretty bad.
So
There's nothing to it.
I've actually never gotten one. They always had leather seats and upgraded stereo systems and stuff like that. Even when I was getting a quote unquote economy car. And so I formed this theory just today because I've got another rental vehicle out here. It's supposed to be I told them I needed a truck. So I've got this truck out here. It's 4-wheel drive, leather seats. It has a touchscreen entertainment system that is bigger than the screen on my first laptop.
Right.
It's all electronic.
Yeah.
Even the automatic shifter is electronic to the point where I couldn't figure out for 5 minutes how to get it to go back into park.
Right.
Because it doesn't work like a normal vehicle. So my theory was that auto manufacturers, when they're selling vehicles to rental companies, actually give them premium vehicles at a significant discount. The idea being that
mid-grades.
The idea being that when people rent these vehicles from them, they start wanting all of the nice features in there.
Mitch, I could just do a 7-passenger minivan.
If that's any cheaper, that might be better.
It is, but I really don't want to drive a minivan around in Baltimore.
Who cares? So my first time at ERRF, I rented from Turo. And I rented a FRS because it was kind of fun.
Right.
And it was cheap. And what it was called, the GT86, whatever they call it now.
I really don't want to rent a minivan.
It was a lot of fun, but trying to get a full carry case for my backpack printer.
Right.
That was not fun. That was the second ERRF. I don't remember what I did for the first ERRF. And then
we'll just put the seats down. We'll just put the left side of the seats down.
Yeah, 2019, I rented an SUV, and that was nice. But going to the shop at Printed Solid, I took the toll road and didn't have cash. And by the time I got the toll fee through Turo, it was like $250. And when I eventually paid it, it went to collections. I had to pay it finally. And then they still think that I haven't paid it. So I can't use Turo anymore unless they pay them another $250, which I'm going to dispute, but it's a couple of years ago. And at this point, I'm just not going to rent cars. So
yeah, that's why I'm your driver.
yeah,
Hey, Matt.
it's stupid. I'm fine with not renting cars for sure.
Yeah, you never know when you need them.
It costs as much as the like hotel most of the time. It costs as much as your flight. You basically just triple the cost of your thing.
I mean, we're only paying $350 for this car for 5 days.
Yeah,
That's a pretty good deal. I get good deals with that.
I was gonna say that's the cost of my flight. So
Yes.
Like,
Well,
I don't
it adds
know.
up.
It's all relative. Like I used to pay, I guess because I did the thing for work, all the time. I would rent cars all the time, but it was the company paying for it. So like when I had to go somewhere,
What's up?
I
I
just
want
dropped
cheap.
something in the private chat. Tell me
Oh,
if you wouldn't be willing to drive that minivan.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Is
But
that going to
the
the
gas
steak?
mileage would suck.
Oh, you know what's crazy? So, all right, this rental vehicle has a big block V8 in it.
Hmm?
Not just a standard V8. It's 4-wheel drive, and I'm driving it with a heavy foot just because it's fun, and it's still getting better gas mileage than my pickup truck.
Right.
And my pickup truck's a 2-wheel drive with the regular sized V8 in it. It's crazy.
I'm looking through Turo to see what there is that's big.
Yeah, Turo's.
I
I don't know. It's a good idea, but you got to know how
I've
to
never
shop
done
for it because it might be more expensive than a regular rental car.
And that's what I'm
company.
looking for. We could do a Land Rover for the same price as the other rental car.
Yeah,
company.
but you are paying for the person's trip to the airport and back.
Mhm.
You're also paying for the insurance, which is another.
Yep.
You have to pay for at least the minimum
There we go.
insurance.
$700. I'd be better off doing the 533 rental for the big SUV.
Just rent a
Escalade. Rental limo.
Or
If
do the
I-
minivan.
Actually, you know what? I live in a small town.
Mhm.
Like, there's less than 50,000 people in this town. And I go, and parked out near the highway, just like half a mile from my house,
Mhm.
is there's a limo, but it's a Bentley.
Right.
There you go. That's insane. Why does anybody in this town have a Bentley limo?
Because they can. Why else do you limo a thing? Mitch, if I wasn't the only one paying for the rental, I'd probably, if me, you, and Dom were splitting it, I probably would rent the Chevy Tahoe or bigger.
Yeah, but is it worth it? I don't know. Like to me,
For luggage, maybe.
rental cars are just the cheapest way to get to a thing, and then.
But we have 3 people with a ton of luggage.
Yeah,
That's more
so
the issue.
get the cheapest, biggest vehicle, which is either a minivan or a truck.
SUV. I'm not doing a truck because if we stop anywhere, we may come back to no luggage.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Just don't stop anywhere.
We have plans to stop in downtown Baltimore.
Yeah, we're gonna be
We're gonna have some
not
fun.
in Baltimore, hopefully.
No, we'll be in Baltimore Harbor area.
Well, why don't you stop at the hotel first and then go on your
It's another
joyride?
45 minutes further.
Oh, boo-hoo. Do you know how much I've driven in a single? I go.
Sounds like you like to drive when you're on a trip.
No,
It makes more sense to stop on our way out.
I don't actually like to drive. I used to like to drive, but my days of hot shotting kind of ruined that.
Oh yeah, hot shotting sucks. You make good money though, don't you?
We do it.
Yeah. Maybe if you do it right. I don't think I was doing it right.
I
But
think owning your own truck and trailer and being you have to the insurance. It sounds like a lot involved
So
for.
one time I took a trip to Dallas, left first thing in the morning. It's like 6 hours or something of a drive. And I got there, I'm driving an F-250. I got a 20-foot trailer behind me, and I get there, navigate this horrible little parking lot to get the trailer back into their warehouse, and they load it 13, 14 foot tall with sheets of styrofoam.
Right.
So I tried to strap down the styrofoam, but it just started wanting to crush. So
Yep.
I drove really, really slowly to the nearest Home Depot where I bought some 2x4s and stuff, and I threw those up across the top and then ran the straps across that. It helped, but not a lot. I wound up driving all the way back home at 45 miles an hour. I got in at 3 a.m. and then had to deliver all this stuff at 7 a.m. That was a miserable drive.
I have something really cool that I can't show until after ERRF.
Did you get an A1 as well?
No, not by one.
Oh, come on, everybody gets one.
Justin, it won't be buying a bamboo until Voron shuts down, apparently.
Voron's not a company. Voron is a...
You seem to think that means they can't shut down.
If they do, someone else will do it all.
I don't know.
They're not shutting down. Even if they do, people will pick it up. Voron is not going anywhere anytime soon.
What I need is time to work on my Voron.
Well,
There you go.
shouldn't
Wait, you still got the Cyborg, right?
Yeah.
What's wrong with it?
So he sold me a touchscreen upgrade that was plug and play, and it's either broken or it's not plug and play, and he hasn't gotten back with me despite a couple of prodding him multiple times. And I also bought from him the auxiliary part cooling module. Which here, I can actually. It installed really easy. That's it. Right. Oh, darn it.
Don't
That's
break
it right
it.
there. That big red thing. It's kind of like the auxiliary fan on the bamboos, and it just went in really easy. But no instructions on that how to wire it in. I think I'm pretty sure I know how to wire it in, but I just don't have time to mess with it right now.
Oh yeah, you're buying a house or something.
Yeah, well, I'll be closing on that house next week, and then I got to move in.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal. I've got a lot of filament that has to be moved.
If you need to get rid of filament, bring it to ERRF.
Yeah, but he's not coming.
Yeah, my wife just had a baby. So
Congratulations.
Right, yeah. I got a lot.
Not to you, but for her.
Nice.
No, I'd be okay to be a father, but there's a couple more steps before you can have a baby.
Right.
And it doesn't involve 3D printer stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I could. Yeah, the Makerspace has 6 or 5 Bamboo Labs printers that they just joined, and it's pretty nice. I can do all my Warren parts in probably like a third of the time that it would take me to do it.
Dang.
Yeah. Because I can plate the whole thing instead of having to wait for having to try to nest everything on my Artemis. But I think the Artemis is actually I doubled the speed of my Artemis because I basically just doubled the acceleration and doubled the top speed.
I got my
And
mini running.
The ripple isn't any worse. So like, I think I would had pretty conservative values on that.
Mitch,
on
I
that
got my
printer, so-
mini running the Prusa Alpha firmware. Let me
Yeah.
pull the video. It's impressive for being what it is. Let me share my screen.
You
So
mean the mini that they definitely were not trying to compete with.
but look at this is regular speed. Look at that thing.
I mean,
It's
I can
quick.
get my printer to do that too, but like not like 10,000 acceleration or something. But like
No, but here's
the
a
Delta printers in general, like the acceleration, I think means the acceleration of the carriages, not the
Yes,
acceleration of the actual
correct.
head.
but look. So I'm printing the same stuff with the same settings. I can't print the MK3 as fast, and the mini is just kicking its butt.
Yeah,
So I'm
mini's
impressed.
great.
Oh yeah, I wish I could.
They have
order-
one at the makerspace, but I don't know if they're going to get rid of it or not. But
Right,
if they do, I'm going to try to.
Mitch. Guess what I picked? What I ordered?
Oh,
nice.
you got the good caliper.
Yeah, it was time. I had to, and they've got the certificate of inspection. A buddy of mine that I helped with his Voron had them, and I used them. I'm like, oh my god, I have to get these because I've had them on my list. But
You can get the used ones on eBay.
yeah, I will stay with brand new. They'll last me forever. Yeah, I'm very
Hopefully.
excited to use these long term. I've got some cheap ones somewhere.
I got some cheap ones too.
It was time to upgrade.
I got one that's decent,
Yeah.
but I don't have a really good one yet. Like,
Yeah.
there's just always something else to spend money on, it seems.
Yeah. Especially now that you have two kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, I want that Bamboo A1.
Then
Just
order it.
Well, all right, here's the thing.
He's buying a house and he has a baby. I don't think he's ordering a printer.
I order a printer. There you go.
Go for it.
But I'm going to wait till I move into my house and then I'm going to order it.
Yeah.
Because if I order it right now, it's just something else I have to move over there.
Or you
Yeah.
just order it and don't ship it and don't open it. Just have it sit in the box till you're ready.
Oh, that's just stupid.
Well,
It is.
Also, did they release actual like shipping times? Like, is it shipping immediately?
Late October.
it's,
Oh, okay.
I think.
Yeah, there's no way they would do an
October
announcement
16th.
and have it ship immediately.
Yeah, I was going to say it's like. It says at the late. I think it actually said something about like at the latest or something.
Well, the other thing too is you're gonna have early production issues on the test unit, so they're gonna have to ship out like replacement parts, or start like fixing things on already packaged. Because by the time you package and ship it to China,
Pre-order
from China
start
to
on
the
the
US, it's
16th.
gonna take like a month to
Right.
even get to that point. So, like, I'm sure the embargo printers, were beta tests too.
Oh yeah.
So they learned a lot and fixed a lot of stuff quickly.
Right.
But I mean, again, it's just incredible that they could accomplish something like that. I mean, I guess if you have like unlimited money, you could do anything. But still, even if you don't, like, they're still like coming up with the idea, coming up with something that works.
Honestly,
in mass market, which is so hard to do.
Here.
I felt
Apple
bad.
has had some really bad products, like hardware that they've shipped millions of, and then don't take any responsibility for when it's bad.
Mhm.
That's the kind of problems that you can get with these multi-billion-dollar companies.
That thing's cruising right along, how much? Look.
Yeah. Well, now that everybody's gonna sell their minis, it might be the time to get one.
Yeah, I could get a whole fleet of them. And the quality.
Also, do you have a Revo in that thing?
Yep, Revo with a Bondtech IFS.
So the firmware works with the Revo?
It worked right out of the box. The Revo's pretty much a straight swap anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm running a 60-watt heater which is nice for heat up times, and a high flow nozzle, and it works great. Which reminds me, I know E3D released high flow.
I kind of felt bad for Anchor Make. You know, after they ran their Kickstarter campaign, they got really close to delivery, and then Bamboo enters the scene, and I actually think Bamboo either delivered like right alongside them or just before them, one or the other.
Right.
And I was like, oh man, that's terrible. You know, at least their printer's slightly less expensive. They'll be okay. But now Bamboo's gone and done this. Anchor Make is screwed.
Yeah. So there we are. They actually have Prusa Mini profiles for the Revo and for the MK3, but realistically, my MK3 at some point will be an MK4, but I'm still waiting on my upgrade kit. I was hoping to have it by this weekend, but the nice thing was my buddy pre-ordered his
out,
XL.
guys.
Yep. We'll see you later, Ian.
See ya.
See ya in a couple weeks.
Maybe
I'm
next
not-
week. It
Nope,
depends.
I won't be on next week. I have to leave for the airport at 2 in the morning.
All right,
So,
a couple of weeks. I should be I should be
we'll miss you.
partly moved into my new house by then.
right. We'll miss you at ERRF, dude.
Yeah, we will.
I'd like
See ya.
I'd like to be there, but my wife and my new baby are far more important than any of you. So
That's
And
fair.
on that note, where'd he go? Yeah, no, I'm frustrated with Prusa. But my buddy's XL finally came up for ordering, and he's asked me to help him put it together. I said
It's cool.
yes, if I can hold on to it for a week after, so I can tune it, because he's the kind of guy that doesn't want to tinker. So I'm gonna take the printer and set it up on the shelf. And
Well, hopefully you don't have to tune it, but we know how that goes.
I would much rather tune it and understand it, because I'm the one that's gonna have to maintain it and fix it. So I'd like to understand what I'm doing. So it'll be fun.
This is a really stupid wiring job.
Yes.
These can't the diodes are, I'm running them in parallel
Right.
so that I can reduce the total current, the voltage drop, which you're not reducing the voltage drop because they're in parallel, but you're reducing you're distributing the temperature, I think you call it, where you basically are, the diode is splitting the current, but you still have the same amount of voltage drop. You're just trying not to drop too much voltage, and it's like extra double protection.
Check this out. My new hardware organizers.
Nice. Where'd you get those? Lowe's?
Yeah, Lowe's. I was tired of having the little Amazon packs, because realistically, you're stuck to this. So with this,
I have a whole stack of them, and they don't all fit the same way. So.
Yeah. So it's nice because these are stackable. I've got 5 of them, so I'm trying to organize my hardware. MJ. Not sure who you are.
MJ is from TikTok, I think.
Ah, got it.
I think I met this person.
Nice.
The XL goes, should be very good out of the box. Well, that said, there was one person, Draconia, the Nerf guy. He got one, and he said that he had a little wire, one of those like JST connectors that were bad. So it's not like perfect, but I'm pretty sure, like, to me, like, man, if I had the money, I would have kept my pre-order, of course.
Right.
But, like, I don't know.
The XL is, from what I've heard, good. It does not have input shaper yet. They're working on the single tool head and input shaper, and then the second and fifths.
I just don't know if, like, for the amount of time you had to wait it's not.
My buddy's been waiting
worth the wait?
last 600 days ish.
Yeah,
That's a long wait.
And I understand the chip shortage, but
yeah.
And I understand they wanted to test it.
Mm-hmm. Which I get.
And I'm sure they made a lot of like pivoted decisions.
When I saw it at Murph last year, it was definitely unpolished firmware. There's a point where they were conversing with their people in Prague trying to get new updated firmware.
Yeah.
But they were having issues. ERRF, it was better. Rocky Mountain, it was working gorgeously. Murph, it was working nice, and we'll see what they bring to with their. They'll probably have a couple of ERRF. They've got a whole. Them and Printed Solid have this massive freaking like 80 by 40 booth in the center.
Yeah,
massive. You know, I think we're gonna end the stream here in about 7 minutes. Stop early tonight. And continue on.
So yeah, whoever's left, I don't really care, but I'm bringing. I kind of was back and forth. Like I was planning on building the KPS3 that SliceWorks gave me into a custom backpack printer that would run off of drill batteries. The drill battery thing fell through. I didn't really get the filament either, and I knew that. And then he gave me extrusions, and I knew that it would take me forever. Plus, I didn't have the fusion file made yet because I knew it was a lot of work to build a frame that would fit everything. So I spent a lot more time on the ERRF trying to get the ERRF polished, and it's really good. So I thought, because I can't really carry, I was just going to bring the ERRF and put it on the table. But then Alan Mandic, and when I shared the table with him, he said he's going to do that Voron giveaway, but he's building the printer at the event. So I don't know if he publicly released that, actually.
Yeah, he did.
Now that I think about it. Okay. Anyway. Hey, Tripod. Yeah, so yeah, I'm smoking lead. Yeah, so I knew that I wasn't going to have table space. So the thing is, I knew I wasn't going to have table space. So I was like, well, I could bring the original backpack printer that I built in 2018.
Right.
That I released to ERRF, and actually I looked back at my pictures. I didn't bring the original ERRF backpack to ERRF, and I don't remember why. I think it was because I knew how much of a pain in the butt it was, and I didn't have a proper way to package. I don't know, actually. Anyway, so 2018 was when I did, or 2019. Yeah, was it 2018? 2019 is when I did the big backpack Delta from Murph and ERRF that year. And then 2020, obviously, 2021, obviously, and then 2022. So I only had only had like 3 events to get it to the point where it is now. Like 4 events basically to get to the point where it was now. Like I was doing the final touches on the new backpack printer at Rocky Mountain, so it took me a couple iterations to get it right, but like I don't take it out that much. And so the original backpack printer I only did twice, and the batteries were the worst part. Those lithium polymers were awful, and it's not that they're awful, just that like there's no battery management. So if it dies, the alarm will beep, go low voltage, and then you have like seconds to take it off, shut it down, because if it over discharges, then you can't charge it without like bumping it, and bumping it's dangerous because you definitely don't want to undervolt your LiPo batteries.
Right.
And they're volatile. Like if anything happened to it, if I shorted, I would have a fire. So there's just a lot of like little details that you're just like then the lithium iron phosphate, Bob suggested, Bob Carnes, and it was really smart, and I didn't know that they were so cheap, so that's why I bought them for Rocky Mountain. So that changed the backpack printer thing, where it was just reliable and good. The problem with this backpack is that I don't have space to put it a larger cell. So I'm using the LiPo batteries, but I might be using lithium iron phosphate if somebody could bring them. I also looked at drill batteries. I also looked at 18650 batteries, but I would have to kind of customize it and build something. So I think if I continue with the small backpack printer, I probably will just like, what I also like is that it's small enough that I can travel with it easily, and I don't have to worry about, it's not bulky. It's so lightweight. It's just easier to carry and more comfortable.
Right.
You know how uncomfortable it was to wear it.
Oh yeah. I didn't wear it at ERRF. I didn't wear it at Rocky Mountain or Murph. I meant to wear it at Rocky Mountain. And it
but
just,
yeah, you realize how hard that thing was to.
Oh, that would have been freaking awesome. Yeah.
It's fun, but I mean, just saying, like, it's 35 pounds and it weighs on you after doing it for like 8 hours.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
I know. I remember wearing it at ERRF last year for 2.5 hours. But it was worth
this one weighs like, I think about like 12 pounds or so, like less than 12 pounds fully loaded. Yeah. Where's your A1? Everybody.
I'm not, but unless someone sends me a bamboo, doesn't matter which one, I'm not purchasing an A1. I am perfectly happy with my Mini, my eventual MK4 upgrade, and everything else.
Yeah, get on the bamboo train.
I'm good. The price is definitely tempting, but meh.
If you have exposed positive on a battery, as long as you're not distributing it, as long as you're not shorting it out, so your negative side can be sealed. But
yeah,
I have little exposed. I mean, there's no way to perfectly seal this.
Yeah.
So
can you heat shrink over it or anything? Or
well, I have wire loom.
Electrical tape.
I'm doing heat shrink, but I don't have big enough heat shrink to like go over it. The bulk of it. So I have this wire loom, purple wire loom, which is I'm going with the blue theme on the original one. I went with all blue. So but yeah, you can see it. I can put this wire loom over everything, and then I can just split it out. But it's really gonna actually go up to here. So the cable's really short. It's just because the battery's like right there. Nice. And then if I need an extension, I'll just make an extension from there to the battery. So if I end up putting the battery somewhere else, that's what I'm thinking. If I really had to, I'm sure we can find a hobby store in that area and buy a battery or a Batteries Plus or something.
Hobby store app.
I'm sure a Batteries Plus would be around too.
There's a handful. Batteries Plus would be okay though.
Probably. I would just get a overpriced,
There might be. We can look as we get.
Or even Amazon. I could probably Amazon it to the hotel if I really.
Yeah, you could. As long as they know it's coming. Yeah.
But I don't want to. The big thing is that I don't want to buy another battery, and so these.
It looks like there's one near Towson. There's also a Micro Center, but I really don't want to try to get to that.
That'd be way out of the way.
Not really, but yeah, I think we're gonna end here. Just a minute. I need to install this Wi-Fi module.
So John Strand, where's your A1?
Where's your A1?
It sounds like we're like back when it used to be an insult to like use A1 sauce.
Oh yeah,
on steaks.
Right.
And nowadays it's like I haven't had a steak in like.
And that's
6 months.
Where's your A1?
Yeah, steaks are a luxury.
Yes, I love stakes. See, I don't buy them either. Unless someone gifts me a bamboo, I have no interest in purchasing one.
I think since I have the Makerspace membership, that's
good.
way better than owning a bamboo.
Oh yeah.
Because for $45 a month, I have basically unlimited access to a bamboo that somebody else is fixing. You know.
Yeah.
And
well,
maintaining.
For those watching, thank you for watching. For those of you that will be at the East Coast RepRap Fest, I look forward to seeing you again. Try to find me. I'd be running around like always, having fun, helping out. And and me and Mitch me and Mitch and Dom will be in Thursday afternoon. Hopefully.
Yeah, we're gonna be there way early.
Mitch, don't forget I need your flight number so I can track yours as well.
Yeah,
I'll send you ours. So yeah. Awesome.
Cool. So, yeah.
Do you have a 3D chameleon, John? Because I'd sell mine. So, message me if you're interested. Mine's brand new, basically. All right. Goodbye, YouTube and Twitch and Tripod. See you in a little over a week. All right, guys. Have a good one. Why am I selling it? I never got it to work on my MK3, so I boxed it right back up and haven't used it since. I think it pushed maybe 5 meters of filament, but never completely worked. So feel free to message me if you're interested, and we can go from there. So, all right, guys. Everyone have a great night. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later.